Christopher Walsh from Bama Central here with Just a Minute. And before we start, we want to give a quick shout out to Brian Robinson Jr. and his family. Really hoping that you have a quick, fast recovery. Really glad to hear that you're going to be okay. I don't know about everyone else. I've been having Brandon Dedrick flashbacks all week, but just we're hoping for the best for you. Now, everyone, welcome to the 2022 college football season. And, you know, kind of taking a look at the team, the makeup, trying to figure out who might score those first points. You know, it was on this day in 2007, first offensive play of the Nick Saban era. Terry Grant, pitch, right side, gone, touchdown. I don't think that's going to happen here against Utah State. Utah State, really underrated, very respectable team and program. But trying to figure out who might score those first points, well, it's not as easy as you would think. Okay, so looked it up. 15 season openers under Nick Saban. 5 times running back has run it in for a touchdown. Now, you would think Jahmyr Gibbs would be a good option there, but you know, what if it's third down? What if it's, if it's a sustained drive? Maybe there's another running back in there. Maybe Alabama has a specialist in short yardage situations. Really hard to tell. So next on the list, kickers. 4 times the first point's been scored on a field goal. Doesn't seem all that likely because with this team, Alabama crosses the 50, they get into fourth and short, they're going to go for it. I mean, just with the talent on this team, it seems kind of obvious. Probably has kind of a physical advantage on the lines against Utah State, you would like to think. Tight ends have scored twice, wide receivers 3 times. Now, somebody catches one and goes. That, I think, is a very real possibility because, you know, you have 2 things working there. Bryce Young trying to establish his new wide receivers. Jermaine Burton seems like an obvious choice, but what about if they put in Terrell Harrell as a 4th or 5th wide receiver? How does Utah State try to match up with him? See, now you're kind of figuring out why we're having trouble with this. Tight ends, 3 times a tight end has scored the first points for Alabama during the Nick Sarah era. Twice. Cameron Latou is out, so it's a possibility, and it's hard to say how strong of one, though. And then once Alabama scored its first points on a punt return for a touchdown. So you look at all this offensive diversity and all the possibilities, and the point of this is it's going to be very hard to defend against this offense. I think it's going to be very obvious, and we're going to learn that very, very quickly as we all get our first look at this team. But for my prediction, I'm going for the defense. I'm going to go for Will Anderson maybe on a sack and strip with, let's say, Jordan Battle scoop and score. Has a nice feel to it.